Hola, soy yo, Vicky, otra vez. Sorry, it's been a little while since I've made a new video. A few things going on, but which I won't bore you with my life. But okay, so, ¿qué vamos a hacer hoy? Hoy vamos a mirar verbos reflexivos. So we're going to look at some reflexive verbs. Well, we're going to look at a translation using reflexive verbs. Now you can do this as a listening exercise, or because I'm going to put the English in the box, not the comments box, in the description box, you can do it as a translation exercise. It's up to you how you do it. If you have the Break the Language Barrier Level 2 book, the latest edition, we are on page 10, página 10. If you don't know what reflexive verbs are, you won't be able to do this this video. You need to find the verbs on how to, you need to find the video on how to make reflexive verbs. If you do know how to make reflexive verbs, then this video is fine for you, for your level. You don't need the book because I'm going to put everything in the description box, but just that if you do have the book, we're on page 10. Now, as any of my students will know, when we do a translation, we always do a verb table. In other words, what we normally do, gosh, there's a lot like that. What we normally do first is we pick out the verbs, and then we analyse the verbs to work out what tense they are, what person they are, what verb should we be using, whether it's from English to Spanish or Spanish to English. Now, some of my students like doing this verb table. You know, they enjoy doing it. It's like so you know, I quite like doing them if you're sort of an analytical person. Other students hate doing it. Others will do the translation first, then do the verb table, which they're not really supposed to do, but if that's what works for them. And why do we have to do it? You might think, you know, sometimes the thing about Spanish is it's all about the verbs. So the reason we do the verb tables is because in English, the verb isn't so important. So we're not very aware of grammar as English speakers normally. There's not many of us, unless we're actually teachers. I didn't know anything about grammar until I actually started teaching English. I had to learn quite a lot. You know, we don't know much about grammar. So, but in Spanish, it's all about the grammar. And, you know, no matter what anyone tells you, you cannot learn Spanish properly without learning grammar, without knowing what it means, what a verb is, how to conjugate it in different tenses. It's just not possible not to learn proper Spanish, good Spanish, and to understand, you know, the sentences that you're putting together with the best will in the world. It's just not possible to do it otherwise. And that's why we do it, because it helps us to focus in on the verbs. That is the most important thing, because in Spanish everything is in the verb. The ending on the verb tells you the tense, tells you the person. If you don't understand verb endings, you cannot understand Spanish properly. So that's why we do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to read out the Spanish translation. So the English translation will be in the description box. I'm going to read out the Spanish. So as I say, you can do it as a listening exercise if you want to do it like a dictation, where you just keep pausing the video and seeing if you can write down the Spanish before you look at the English. Or you might want to do your idea of the translation first from the translation in the description, and then listen to it and see if you're correct. So either way, if you have the book, of course, the actual transcript is in the back of the book because the answers are in the back of the book. So only to be used to check things, not to be used to actually do things. Something else that I just wanted to say, because what I've noticed lately is, of course, we're all a bit more technological now than we were before. So quite often people will use their phones as dictionaries rather than, you know, hardback book dictionaries, paperback dictionaries. And that's all very well and good. But I just want to say, First of all, quite often it comes up with the South American Spanish, which is fine if that's the Spanish that you want to learn. But if you're in Spain or you're wanting to learn Spanish to come to Spain, sometimes it will give you a word that you can't use here in Spain, or it doesn't really count here in Spain. So that's something to be aware of. But that's not that's not a big thing, because I'm sure you'd still be understood. But the other thing is, sometimes I find that people are translating whole sentences using the translator or the Google translator or whatever translator they use. That's just pointless to me, because if you're following my method, following my books, you are taught piece by piece to put things together, you to put it together, not for the translator to put it together. So the translator is just for odd words that you don't know. If you just like you would look them up in a dictionary. I personally would recommend a dictionary, and that the Collins Easy Learning is the best one. I would recommend you to look up words in there, because they're explained so much more simply. But if you want to do it on your phone, that's fine. But not a whole sentence. You put the sentence together yourself. You should only be looking up individual words. That's it. And the only time you're putting in a whole sentence is maybe to check it. Okay, so let's get into the Spanish of this. So, cada noche o todas las noches, María se acuesta a las 11:30. Se duerme rápidamente y nunca tiene pesadillas. Se despierta a las 7, pero nunca se levanta hasta las 7:15. Se va al baño, donde se cepilla los dientes y se mira en el espejo. A veces se baña, pero normalmente se ducha, porque es más rápido y se siente más limpia. Después o entonces o luego se cepilla el pelo y se seca el pelo. María se viste y now, a couple of different ways we can say this. Let's say it the easiest way. Y se pinta. Or could be se pone el maquillaje. But let's just stick to se pinta. I'm a great believer in just doing the simplest thing. Entonces, o después, o luego, se va a la cocina donde se hace un café. Se sienta y lee el periódico por o durante 10 minutos. Después, o entonces, o luego, se va a trabajar o al trabajo. Now, remember, there are quite often more than one way that you can say something. So if you translate it in a different way and you're thinking, oh, is my way okay? It might well be just as correct as the way I've said it. Please, again, either send me a message, write in the comments box, is it okay to say this like that? And I'll answer it and let you know if it's okay. Now then, on the next page, página 11, hay preguntas. So I'm going to read the question and the answer in Spanish only. Again, I will put the English in the description box so you can translate the questions. Or, again, do it as a listening exercise and see if you can understand the questions without even bothering with the English. Número 1. ¿A qué hora se acuesta María cada noche? María se acuesta a las 11:30 cada noche. Número 2. ¿Tiene pesadillas? No, nunca tiene pesadillas. 3. ¿A qué hora se despierta cada mañana? Se despierta cada mañana. Sorry, my little dog has just come and give me a little cuddle. Se despierta cada mañana a las 7. Se levanta. So numero 4, totally distracted when you get a cold, wet nose just pressing against your arm. Se levanta a esa hora? No, se levanta a las 7:15. Número 5. ¿Qué hace en el baño? En el baño, ¿qué hace en el baño? Se cepilla los dientes y se mira en el espejo. Y número 6. ¿Por qué normalmente se ducha? Se ducha normalmente porque es más rápido y se siente más limpia. ¿Y qué hace después? Después se cepilla el pelo y se seca el pelo. Y número 8, ¿qué hace en la cocina? En la cocina se hace un café. Y número 9, ¿qué hace después o entonces o luego? Se va a trabajar. Y número 10, ¿a qué hora normalmente te levantas tú? ¿A qué hora normalmente te levantas tú? And I would say, normalmente casi siempre me levanto a las 6:30. Maybe a bit even earlier now that we're coming into the summer. Sí. Okay, comprendes? So don't forget, Break the Language Barrier Level 2. If you do want the book, you can either buy it through the website, through me, or on any Amazon site. Remember, there are 4 in the series, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Anything you want to ask, please do in comments, as I say. I hope, I don't know when you're watching this video, but I'm recording this video now in May of 2021. And I just wanted to say that because it does all feel quite as if things are slowly starting to get back to normal after the nightmare that has been COVID over the last year. So, yeah. Here in the Comunidad Valenciana, we have virtually no cases, so I'm hoping that'll stay the same when they open up to tourists later in the year. Some sort of personal news is this week I am having a little eye operation. It's a bit of a long story, but anyway, I have to have a little eye operation, and right the next day I'm having my COVID vaccine. So I'm sort of excited and scared about that because, as we all are, we're sort of glad about the vaccine, but there's always a little sort of doubt. Nobody likes having an injection for anything. But I just wanted to say, because it just does all feel a little more positive that we are getting a little bit back to normality again. And it's like waking up from a nightmare, isn't it? It's been a bit of a nightmare. I mean, there have been positive things about COVID. One positive thing that I want to thank everybody for is I do have over 1,400 subscribers now on the YouTube channel. So I'm so happy about that. And I have done a little video to say thank you. But again, I want to thank each and every one of you that have subscribed to my channel, because I appreciate every subscription. And this is a free way you can help out my channel. So, and the thumbs up, of course, thumbs up, and subscribing is a totally free way you can help me build my channel. And yeah, can I make 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year? That will be exciting. Okay, so it won't probably be another video this week because of everything that's going on with my little operation and COVID injection, vaccination. But te veo en el próximo video. I'll see you a lot better because my eye, which is not too clever at the moment, hopefully will be perfect by then. And te veo en el próximo video. Cuídate. So look after yourself always. Y que tu Dios vaya contigo. Muchas gracias y hasta pronto.